everyone, and welcome to the second episode of this series. In this episode, hopefully I'm going to focus on cutting down trees and flattening out the one area. I need to cut these trees down a little bit for safety in the game from mobs, and I need to be able to build. I had a little encounter with a creeper. Somehow I survived that one. I thought I died in there that moment. Anyways, the taller ones gave me a little bit of issues, but that just happens. I just work what I can do. I'm still haven't figured out what I was exactly gonna do with the area yet, and how I'm gonna build stuff around here. I did try to get some of the area leveled, and I continued the work on this area here. I think I do complete this part this episode, or I get very close to, because I wasn't real focus on it. What I mean by finishing is digging up all the extra dirt and stone and the other blocks that are over here, and then laying down cobblestone. You're being very vocal, kitty, aren't you? Anyways, oh, I do put the ceiling in a little bit more too. Still getting trees. I at least got most of the area as I could, because I was thinking of making some sort of farm over here. But I wasn't exactly sure what I was gonna do. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on flattening out the area. A bit more. And I decided to flatten that hill a little bit in this episode too. So when I finally flatten that hill down, it'll be a little less work. I'm probably digging it out in the game in a later episode. Anyways, I had AFK to get more coffee, because I do my recordings in the early morning, and I need my coffee. And I probably also fed my fish at that time too, real quickly. I have some fish, and my favorite is my Bacosimus. I'm having difficulties saying the word now for some reason. Bacosimus is my favorite fish. The common pleco can actually, a pleco is a Bacosimus is this sometimes referred as a pleco. Anyways, a common pleco can get 2 feet long, and they don't stay small. Even if you have them in a small tank, they'll continue growing, and they can actually, if they're in a too small of a tank, continue growing on the inside and blow up or something like that. That's what I heard. I won't test that theory because I love my Pleco too much and it's cruel. Anyways, back to tree cutting in the game. Oh, and the other fish I have are neon tetras, and I have xerodanios and guppies. I also have a Chinese algae eater named Wasabi. And the story on that one is I didn't buy her. I was given her by my uncle, who was gonna get rid of the fish because he found out that they should not be with angelfish. Her and the two others that she was with, the two others did pass away, unfortunately. Anyways, I was given those fish, and Wasabi is the only one that lived long enough so far. They can live up to 5 to 10 years, I heard. I'll have to double check my information on that one. She's a gold colored one, and like her namesake, she's quite spicy of a fish. She has more of a spicy attitude when I meant by that. Her and the Bacosimus get along very well, surprisingly. I do keep an eye on their behavior towards each other. And my guppies, they won't stop breeding. I have one guppy named Alabama, and she's adorable. She gets so excited seeing humans. She does a little dance. Well, technically I'm interpreting it as excitement. I can't assume what she's feeling. She's a fish. But it's still a living creature that deserves love and respect. Anyways, I have like 3 fish tanks, and all the fish I name are in 3 different tanks. A 10-gallon, a 29, and a small tank of some sort. Forgot the gallon size, but that one that stores usually my extra snails until I can get them to the fish store. Oh, another thing that does not stop breeding in my tank is the yellow snails, surprisingly. The brown ones, they are the ones that you would think that would actually overpopulate the tank, actually has a really hard time keeping up in my tank with the yellow snails, which can actually get about 2-3 inches in size. They're actually quite interesting. I wasn't really fond of snails at all, but I think they're kind of cute, the aquarium ones. But the ones that eat the lettuce and the cabbage, I'm still not fond of them. And try to move them away from the garden stuff. going back to the Chinese algae eater, I don't understand why people hate them so much. Or at least a lot of people. I'm not going to assume everyone hates them. But I don't understand the distaste towards them. I think it's adorable. I would have to do more research on that subject to kind of understand stuff. Anyways, at this point in the game, I'm just kind of flattening the hill. Nothing real interesting. I'm just getting it to a certain level. That's the dirt level just above the cobblestone in the temporary area. Nothing real interesting. And also finishing up the one area during the night. Angelfish are, they're nice looking, but they can be mean. At least the ones I encountered. I probably should encounter more angelfish and have a kind of a better opinion that way. Because the few that I have encountered were mean. That leads to a kind of a bias towards angelfish. Angelfish cannot be in my tank because of the type of fish I have. My guppies are fin picker biters, so that's not a good idea. No, they kind of leave my zebra Daniels alone because they have pretty long fins. Oh, I bred zebra Daniels before. It was actually quite an interesting project. I gave them to a fish store to so they can have a new home, and I know that they would actually get a good home. A more local small fish store. And it's the same place I gave my extra baby yellow snails. At one time I had like maybe about 50 yellow snails in total, because they would not stop breeding. And the yellow snails were quite accidental breeding. The zebra Daniels were less accidental, kind of still accidental. I just noticed behaviors, and I was thinking I only would get like maybe 1 or 2 that would survive to adulthood, but nope. I end up like about 20 to 25 maybe that survive or more. I did keep a few because I needed a few more because the numbers in my bigger tank was a little bit on the lower side, and it would help my tank out where they feel a bit better, because they are a schooling fish like neon tetras. Neon tetras are a bit harder to breed where I'm at because of they require soft water. Soft and certain alkalinity, and hardness. I just said hardness. Soft water is hardness. Anyways, the tap water that I use is pretty hard, so the only way I can get any sort of soft water is either to buy it or catch rain, basically. Which is just kind of a pain to do. But I caught some rain just for the breeding project. Oh, and I love aquarium plants too. I mentioned in the last episode I have cactus and succulents. I also have a ton of aquarium plants too. At least I have a few different species, but a ton of it. Because I know how to root it. One of my old neighbors used to say I can root anything. Which, not necessarily true. I just got very lucky with quite a few of them. It looks like at this point I was kind of trying to build like a temporary XP farm here until I make a better one. I only lit that up so when I go to grab items from down here that I don't have mobs spawning, even though it's nighttime, it's probably unlikely. It's just better be safe than sorry. Anyways, I noticed that it was getting to the end of the episode at this point, and I was making some more tools so I kind of have enough, and did put the doors in. And I don't think that the way I made it's gonna work out very well, so I kind of switch it out to this thing. Anyways, I'm gonna end this episode out here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!